Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome to the VUS Learning English podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here today. If this is your first time, welcome. We are a family of learners from all over the world. If you are coming back, thank you for returning. It is always so good to see you again. Today we have a very special episode. It is all about your amazing brain. We will learn how to remember things better. We will learn how to keep all the new things you learn. Have you ever felt like you forget things too easily? Maybe you study for many hours, you read, but when you need the information, it is gone. This is a feeling everyone has. It is very normal. But today, we will learn some secrets. These are not magic tricks. They are simple habits. These habits can help you build a super strong memory. You will learn to study smarter, not just harder. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am truly grateful for you. Before we start, if you enjoy our time together, please give this a like or a follow. It is a small click for you, but it helps our podcast grow. It helps us reach more English learners just like you. Thank you, my friend. I'm always curious. Where are you listening from today? Are you in your home? Are you walking outside? Are you in a busy city? Or a quiet town? Let me know. It makes me feel closer to you. Okay, are you ready? Let's learn how to remember like a pro. Let's start with a simple question. Why do we forget things? Is it because our brain is not good? No, not at all. Your brain is wonderful. Your brain is powerful. Forgetting is a normal thing that brains do. It is natural. Think about your brain like a house. Every day, many things come to the door. Sounds, sights, words, feelings. So many things. Your brain has a friendly guard at the door. The guard's job is to keep your house from getting too full. The guard needs to decide what is important, what should come inside and stay, and what can be left outside. If your brain kept everything, your house would be too full. You would not be able to find anything. So the guard helps you. It keeps your brain neat and tidy. It only keeps the important things. A long time ago in Germany, there was a very smart man. His name was Hermann Ebbinghaus. He studied how we forget. He discovered something called the forgetting curve. Imagine a curve like a slide in a playground. It starts high and then it goes down, down, down. This is the forgetting curve. It shows how our memory of new things can slide down. Let's imagine you are in a class. You listen for 1 hour. You feel good. You think you learned a lot. The forgetting curve shows that after just 1 hour, you might forget half of what you learned. Yes, half. That is 50%. After 1 day, you might forget even more. Maybe you only remember a little piece. Maybe 70% is gone. And after 1 week, you might only remember a very small part. Maybe only 10%. This is a little sad, right? But please do not worry. This is not your fault. This is just how the brain works to protect itself. It is a natural feature. When you just listen or you just read, you're telling your brain something. You're telling the guard at the door, this is not very important. This is just a visitor passing by. So the guard does its job. It kindly shows the information the way out. This is why reading your notes again and again sometimes feels useless. You are showing the same visitor to the guard over and over, and the guard is letting the visitor go over and over. So, what is the secret? How do we tell the brain's guard, hey, this is important? This is a VIP guest, a very important person. Please give this information a special room inside the house. Let it stay for a long, long time. The habits we will learn today are the secret signals. They are special messages for your brain. They tell your brain, this one is important. Save it. This one connects to other things I know. I will need this again soon. When your brain gets these signals, it listens. It opens the door wide. It says, welcome. Please come in and stay. It moves the information into a safe, long-term room in your memory house. So, we are not fighting against our brain. We are going to work with our brain. We will learn its language. We will become good friends with the guard at the door. We will turn your brain from a place where things leak out into a strong, safe fortress, a beautiful castle of knowledge. Are you ready to learn the first secret signal? Let's begin with the most important habit of all. Habit 1. Become an active recaller, not a passive reviewer. The first habit is the most powerful one. It is a total game changer. It is the difference between knowing something for a day and knowing something for life. The habit is this. Stop being a passive reviewer. Start being an active recaller. What does this mean? Let's make it very simple. Passive review is when you look at the information. You read your notes. You look at the textbook. The answer is right in front of you. It feels easy. It feels comfortable. Active recall is when you look away from your notes. You close the book. You ask your brain a question. And you try to pull the answer out of your own head. It is like this. Passive review is looking at a map of a beautiful forest. You see the paths. You see the trees. It's nice. Active recall is actually walking into the forest without the map. You have to find the path yourself. You might get a little lost. You have to think. Was the big tree on the left or on the right? That little moment of struggle, that feeling of effort, is everything. That struggle is not a bad sign. It is a wonderful sign. It is the sign that you are building a memory. Think about your muscles. If you want to make your arms strong, you can't just watch other people lift weights. That does nothing for you. You have to lift the weight yourself. You have to feel the strain. That strain is what makes the muscle grow stronger. Your brain is the same. Memories are like little roads or paths in your brain. When you just read something, you are only looking at the road. But when you use active recall, you are walking on the road. You are making the path stronger and clearer. The more you walk on that path, the easier it is to find next time. So, how can we do this? How can we practice active recall every day? Here are 3 simple and powerful ways. The first way is called the blank page method. This is so simple and so good. Let's say you just finished reading a chapter in a book, or you just finished listening to this podcast. Now, close the book. Put your notes away. Take a blank piece of paper, a clean, empty page. Now write down everything you can remember. Everything. Every big idea, every small detail, every new word. Just write until you can't remember anything more. When you are finished, open your book or your notes again. Look at what you wrote and look at what you missed. The things you missed will be so clear. They will be like empty spaces on your page. These are your gaps in knowledge. This is not a test. It is a tool. It is a map that shows you exactly what you need to study next. It is like a doctor finding the exact place that needs medicine. It is very, very useful. The second way is the power of self-quizzing. Do not wait for your teacher to give you a test. Test yourself all the time. It can be fun. Turn everything you learn into a question. If you read a sentence in a book that says, "The Earth is the third planet from the sun," stop, close your eyes, ask yourself a question. Which planet is the third planet from the sun? And answer it. The Earth. Or where's the Earth from the sun? And answer it. It is the third planet. You can do this with anything. Go through your notes. Turn every sentence into a question. Write the questions on one side of a paper. Later, try to answer all the questions without looking. This constant asking and answering is like exercise for your brain. It makes your memory strong and fast. The third way is flashcards. Many people use flashcards, but most people use them the wrong way. The wrong way is this. You look at the front of the card, it says blue. You flip it over, you see the translation in your language. You say, "Oh, right." And you move to the next card. This is just recognition. This is passive. Here is the right way, the active recall way. You look at the front of the card. Blue. Now, before you turn it over, you must try to say the answer. Say it out loud. In your own words. Struggle for it. Try really hard to pull it from your memory. Only after you have said an answer, you can turn the card over. If you were right, great. Put it in a good pile. If you were wrong, or if you could not remember at all, that is okay. Do not feel bad. This is learning. Put that card in a study again pile. You will come back to that card more often. The goal is not to recognize the answer. The goal is to produce the answer from your own mind. All of these methods have one thing in common. They feel a little bit difficult. Scientists call this desirable difficulty. It means it is a good kind of hard. If your studying feels very easy, you are probably not learning very much. You are probably just reviewing passively. That little bit of mental sweat is the magic ingredient. It is the signal that tells your brain, this is important. Build a strong memory here. So embrace the struggle. Welcome that feeling of effort. It is the feeling of growth. It is the feeling of you getting smarter. This is habit number 1. Become an active recaller. Now let's learn how to make this habit even more powerful with perfect timing. Habit 2, space out. You're learning with spaced repetition. Okay, my friend, you are now using active recall. You are asking your brain to pull out information. This is fantastic. Now we add the second secret ingredient. It is called spaced repetition. This sounds like a big scientific term, but the idea is very, very simple. It means you review things at the right time. You space out your study sessions. Remember the forgetting curve? That slide that goes down, down, down? Spaced repetition is the way we stop that slide. It is like a little boost that pushes our memory back up to the top. Here is how it works. Imagine you learn a new English word today, like delicious. Instead of studying it 10 times today and then never again, you space it out. You use active recall to test yourself today. Good. Then you test yourself again tomorrow. Then maybe you wait 3 days and test yourself again. Then maybe you wait a week and test yourself again. Then maybe a month later. Each time you try to remember the word, you make the space or the interval longer. This is so powerful. Do you know why? It is another special signal to your brain. When you review something, just when you are about to forget it, you send a strong message. You are telling the guard at your memory house, "Hey, remember this information? I needed it again." It must be really important. Your brain thinks, "Wow, they are using this word delicious again. I should hold on to this." And it strengthens the memory road to that word. Then, a week later, you do it again. Your brain is surprised. Still using this word. Okay, I get it. This is not a visitor. This is family. I will move this word into a permanent, beautiful room in the house. Your brain moves the word from short-term memory to long-term memory. This is the complete opposite of cramming. What is cramming? Cramming is when you study for 8 hours the night before a big test. Cramming is like taking all your clothes and stuffing them into a suitcase very fast. You push and push until it closes. Maybe it works for one day, but as soon as you arrive and open the suitcase, boom, everything explodes out. It's a big mess. Spaced repetition is like neatly folding each piece of clothing. You give each shirt and each pair of pants a proper home in the drawer. The information is organized. It is safe. It will be there when you need it for months or even years. This sounds wonderful, right? But you might be thinking, "Anna, how can I remember to review everything at the right time?" It sounds like a scheduling nightmare. You're right. Trying to do this by yourself can be very hard. But luckily, we have amazing tools to help us. The easiest way is to use digital tools. There are apps for your phone or computer. Some popular ones are called Anki, Quizlet, or RemNote. These apps are built on spaced repetition science. You create digital flashcards. Then the app does all the work. The app's algorithm decides the perfect time for you to see each card again. If a card is easy for you, the app will show it to you less often. You might see it again in 1 month. If a card is very difficult for you, the app will show it to you more often. You might see it again in 10 minutes or tomorrow. It automates the whole system. It is like having a personal memory coach. But what if you do not like apps? What if you love paper and pen? No problem. You can do it the old-fashioned way. It is called the manual calendar method or the Lightner system using boxes. Let's talk about a simple calendar method. Get a calendar. When you learn something new today, write it down. Then schedule your reviews. You can use a simple rule like the 1-3-7-21 rule. This means you review 1 day after you learn it, then 3 days after that, then 7 days after that, and finally 21 days later. It is a simple plan you can follow. The most important thing to remember is this: you must combine spaced repetition with active recall. Your review session is not just reading. Your review session is a quiz. You must test yourself. You must pull the information out of your brain. When you put these two habits together, active recall, the right way to study, and spaced repetition, the right time to study, you create a system, a powerful science-backed system for learning. It works with your brain's natural way of doing things. It is almost unbeatable. This is how top students learn. It is not magic. It is a smart strategy. And now you know it too. You can use it to learn English or anything you want. Habit 3. Master the Feynman Technique. We have learned how to remember facts. Now let's learn how to truly understand them. There is a big difference. This brings us to our third amazing habit. It is a way of thinking, a mental model. It is named after a very, very smart man. His name was Richard Feynman. He was a Nobel Prize-winning scientist. Richard Feynman was a genius. But his real magic was not just that he was smart. His magic was that he could explain very, very difficult things in very, very simple words. He believed that if you cannot explain something simply, you do not really understand it. Using big, complicated words is easy. It can make you sound smart. But it can also hide that you don't really know what you're talking about. True understanding is simple. The Feynman Technique is a simple 4-step process to learn anything deeply. So deeply that you will never forget it. Let's walk through the steps together. Step 1. Choose your concept and study it. First, pick one idea you want to learn, just one. Maybe it is a grammar rule in English, like the difference between for and since. Now study it. Read about it in a book, watch a video about it. Study until you feel like, okay, I think I get this. Now take a blank piece of paper. At the very top, write the name of the concept. For versus since. This is your starting point. Step 2. Teach the concept to a child. This is the most important step. This is where the magic happens. Now pretend you have to explain this idea to a 12-year-old, or even a younger child, someone who does not know any of the jargon or special words. Write down your explanation. Or even better, say it out loud. You cannot use complicated grammar terms. You must use simple words and simple examples. For example, you cannot say, for is used with a period of time, and since is used with a point in time. A child will not understand that. You have to make it simple. Maybe you can use an analogy. An analogy is a simple story to explain an idea. You could say, imagine time is a long road. 4 is like measuring a piece of the road, like for 3 miles or for 10 minutes. I have lived here for 2 years. We are measuring a piece of time. 2 years. Now, since is different. Since is like putting a flag on the road. It is a starting point. I have lived here since 2022. The flag is at the year 2022. The action continues from that flag. Using simple stories and examples forces you to think about the idea in a new way. It forces you to find the core, the heart of the concept. Step 3. Identify your gaps and go back to the source. As you try to explain it simply, something will happen. You will get stuck. You will reach a point where your explanation becomes confusing. Or you will use a big, complicated word because you don't know how to explain it simply. These moments are gold. They are precious gifts. They show you the exact edge of your understanding. When you get stuck, circle that part of your explanation. This is your fuzzy spot. It is not clear. Now go back to your book, go back to your video, go back to the source material and study just that one fuzzy spot. Study it until you can explain that little piece in simple, easy words. Step 4, review, simplify, and refine. Now go back to your simple explanation. Read it out loud. Does it sound smooth? Is it easy to understand? Is there an even simpler way to say it? Can you think of a better analogy? Keep making your explanation simpler and clearer. Refine it. Polish it like a beautiful stone. Do this until you have a smooth, simple story that you can tell anyone. A story you can tell without looking at your notes. When you can do that, you have truly mastered the concept. You have not just memorized a rule. You own the idea. It is part of you now. The Feynman Technique changes learning from borrowing knowledge to creating your own deep understanding. Habit 4. Take active, not passive, notes. Our fourth habit is about how we capture information in the first place. It is about your notes. For many people, taking notes is like being a copy machine. The teacher talks, you write or type exactly what they say. You're just transcribing. This is a big missed opportunity. Your brain is not very involved. It is passive. Top learners do something different. They practice active note-taking. Active note-taking means you are thinking while you are writing. You are engaging with the ideas as you hear them. You are listening, summarizing, and organizing all at the same time. It turns a boring lecture into an active learning session. Let me share 2 powerful methods for active note-taking. The first is called the Cornell Notes System. This system was created by a professor at Cornell University. It is very clever because it has active recall built into it. Here is how you do it. You take a piece of paper and divide it into 3 sections. Draw a big I on your page. This gives you a large column on the right, a smaller column on the left, and a space at the bottom. The main big column on the right is for your notes during the class. But here is the rule. Do not write every single word. That is passive. Instead, you must paraphrase, you must summarize. Write the main ideas in your own words. Use short sentences or bullet points. Then after the class is over, you use the other 2 sections. In the smaller column on the left, you write cue words or questions. Look at your main notes. For each main idea, write a question in the left column. This forces you to think about what is important right away. Finally, in the space at the bottom of the page, you write a summary. Just 1 or 2 sentences. What was the most important idea on this whole page? Writing a summary forces you to find the main point. Now, look at what you have created. You have a perfect study tool. When it is time to review, you can cover the right side of the page. You only look at the questions in the left column, and you try to answer them from memory. See? Active recall is built right into your notes. The Cornell method is a system for learning, not just for writing. The second method is for visual learners. If you love pictures and diagrams, you will love this. It is called mind mapping. A mind map is like drawing a picture of your ideas. You start in the center of a blank page. Write the main topic in the middle and draw a circle around it. Let's say the topic is healthy foods. Now you draw branches coming out from the center. Each branch is a big idea related to the topic. Maybe your branches are fruits, vegetables, and fish. Then from those big branches, you draw smaller branches. From the fruits branch, you can draw smaller branches for berries, apples, and bananas. From the vegetables branch, you can draw spinach and broccoli. This method is powerful because it forces you to see the connections between ideas. You are not just making a list. You are building a web of knowledge. Your brain loves this because it thinks in connections, not in lists. A mind map looks more like how your brain actually works. Finally, let's talk about a simple but important choice: handwriting versus typing. Most of us type our notes on a laptop now. It is fast, it is easy, but science shows something interesting. Taking notes by hand with a pen and paper can help you understand and remember things better. Why? Because you cannot write as fast as someone can speak. This slowness is a good thing. It forces you to listen more carefully. It forces you to summarize and pick out the most important ideas. You cannot write everything, so you have to write the best things. Typing can sometimes be too fast. It can lead to mindless transcribing. Your fingers are working, but your brain is sleeping. Handwriting forces your brain to wake up and participate. A great way to get the best of both worlds is a hybrid approach. You can take your notes by hand during the class. This helps you learn deeply in the moment. Then, later that day, you can type your notes up neatly. This gives you a second chance to review the material. It is a form of active recall and spaced repetition, all in one. So think about your notes. Are they passive copies? Or are they active tools for learning? Making this one small change can have a huge impact. Habit 5. Leverage your visual and organizational brain. Our brains are amazing, but they were not designed to remember long, boring lists of text. That is not their strength. Our brains have two superpowers. First, they are incredibly visual. We remember pictures much, much better than words. Second, they are pattern-seeking machines. They love to organize things. They love to put things into groups. This fifth habit is all about using these two superpowers. We will play to our brain's strengths. We will use visual aids in smart organization. First, let's talk about being visual. Embrace visual learning. Whenever you can, turn words into a picture. For example, if you are learning about history, instead of reading a long paragraph about a kingdom growing and shrinking, draw a simple graph, a line that goes up and then down. This visual story is much easier for your brain to hold on to. You can also sketch things out. You do not need to be a great artist. Simple stick figures are fine. The act of trying to draw something from memory is a very powerful form of active recall. For example, if you are learning biology, try to draw a cell from memory. Draw the circle, the nucleus, the mitochondria. The process of drawing it burns the image into your mind. You can also use colors in your notes. Use one color for important vocabulary. Use another color for key dates. Use highlighters to connect related ideas across the page. Make your notes look interesting and beautiful. Your visual brain will thank you. Now let's talk about the brain's love for organization. This brings us to a technique called chunking. Chunking is simply breaking down big information into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Our short-term memory is very small. It can only hold a few things at once, maybe 5 to 9 items. Think about a phone number. A long number like 555-867-5309 is hard to remember. It is 10 separate digits. But what do? We chunk it. We break it into 3 small groups. 555, 867, 5309. Now it is not 10 items, it is just 3 chunks. Suddenly it is easy to remember. You can apply this idea to everything you learn. Are you learning new vocabulary words? Don't just learn a random list. Group them into categories. Chunk them into food words, travel words, feeling words. Are you studying a big historical event? Break it down into its main parts or eras. Chunk the big story into smaller mini-stories. This makes the information much less overwhelming. It gives your brain a neat filing system. Finally, let's talk about the most amazing visual and organizational technique of all. It is an ancient method used for thousands of years. It is called the memory palace. This technique sounds a little crazy, but it is incredibly powerful. It works by linking the information you want to remember to a physical place you know very well, like your own house or your walk to school. Our brains are brilliant at remembering places. We are using this natural ability to help us remember other things. Let's try it right now. It will be fun. Imagine you need to remember the first 3 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, and Earth. First, choose your memory palace. Let's use your bedroom. You know your bedroom very well. Now we need to place a crazy, memorable image for each planet in a specific spot in your room. The crazier the image, the better it sticks in your memory. We will walk through your room in a specific order. First your door, then your bed, then your window. Okay, let's start. The first planet is Mercury. Imagine you open your bedroom door, and a giant thermometer is blocking the way. A thermometer is used to measure temperature. Thermometers used to have mercury inside them. This thermometer is huge and glowing red. It feels hot. You have to squeeze past it to get into your room. Can you see it? A giant thermometer at your door for mercury. Good. Now let's walk to the next spot. Your bed. The second planet is Venus. You look at your bed and you see the famous statue, the Venus de Milo, but she is playing a tennis racket. Venus. Tennis. They sound similar. She is hitting a glowing tennis ball against your wall. It's a strange, funny image. A beautiful statue playing tennis on your bed for Venus. Okay, one more. Let's walk to your window. The third planet is Earth. You look at your window and you see that it is covered in dirt. Rich, brown earth. And out of the dirt, a small green plant is growing towards the sun. Your window is covered in earth for the planet Earth. Now, let's review. Close your eyes. Take a mental walk through your bedroom. What is at your door? A giant, hot thermometer. That reminds you of Mercury. What is on your bed? A statue playing tennis. Venus de Milo with a tennis racket. That reminds you of Venus. What is on your window? A layer of dirt, of earth with a plant growing. That reminds you of Earth. See how that works? It is amazing. You have attached new, boring information, a list of planets, to old, strong information, the layout of your room. You used your brain's visual and spatial superpowers. It sounds like a game. But this is how memory champions remember thousands of digits of pi, or the order of a shuffled deck of cards. You can use this for anything. Shopping lists, key points for a presentation, historical dates. Play with these techniques. Turn your learning into a creative, visual, and organized game. Work with your brain's natural strengths, not against them. Habit 6. Build a foundation of health. We have talked about many smart techniques and habits, but this last habit is different. It is not a study trick. It might be the most important one of all. You can have the best learning system in the world. You can have the best apps and the best notebooks. But if the hardware, your physical brain, is not healthy, nothing else matters. Think of your brain like a high-performance car. It needs the right fuel. It needs time to rest and repair. It needs to be taken care of. Top learners know this. A great memory is not just about what you do when you study. It's about how you live your life every day. So let's talk about the 4 pillars of a healthy brain: sleep, exercise, food, and stress management. First and most important, sleep is not a luxury. Please listen to me on this. You cannot trade sleep for more study time. It is a terrible idea. It is a catastrophic mistake. Sleep is when the real magic of memory happens. During the day, you learn new things, you collect information. But it is during sleep that your brain processes this information. It is like a librarian at night, organizing all the books that came in during the day. Your brain strengthens the important memories. It builds stronger roads to the information you used. And it cleans out the unimportant stuff to make space for new learning tomorrow. Pulling an all-nighter, staying awake all night to study, is like spending all day collecting beautiful gems. And then, right before you go home, throwing them all in the garbage. You lose almost everything you worked for. Please aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. It is the most powerful memory booster in the world. Good sleep is better than extra hours of tired studying. Always. The second pillar is move your body, boost your brain. Regular physical exercise has a huge direct impact on your brain and memory. When you exercise, like going for a brisk walk or dancing or running, your heart pumps faster. This sends more blood and more oxygen to your brain. Your brain loves this. It is like giving it a fresh, healthy meal. But there's more. Exercise helps your brain release special chemicals like dopamine, which help you focus. And amazingly, science shows that exercise can even help grow the part of your brain that is critical for learning and memory. This part is called the hippocampus. Exercise can make your memory center bigger and stronger. You do not need to run a marathon. You do not need to be a super athlete. A simple 30-minute walk a few times a week can make a huge difference. So when you feel stuck or tired from studying, don't just get more coffee. Get up and move. It is one of the best things you can do for your mind. The third pillar is feed your mind. Your brain is a very hungry organ. It uses a lot of your body's energy, and it needs high-quality fuel to work well. If you eat a lot of processed food with too much sugar, it can make your thinking feel slow and foggy. It is like putting bad fuel in a good car. Instead, focus on brain-healthy foods. Foods that are rich in good fats called omega-3s are wonderful for your brain. You can find these in fatty fish like salmon and also in walnuts and flax seeds. Also, foods with lots of antioxidants are great brain protectors. These are found in colorful fruits, especially berries like blueberries, and dark green vegetables like spinach and kale. And please do not forget the simplest thing. Drink water. Your brain is mostly water. Even being a little bit dehydrated can make it hard to focus and remember things. Keep a bottle of water with you while you study. The final pillar is manage your stress. A little bit of stress can be good. It can motivate you, but chronic stress, feeling very stressed all the time, is a memory killer. When you are always stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Too much cortisol can damage the cells in your brain's memory center, the hippocampus. It makes it harder to form new memories and to recall old ones. You must find healthy ways to relax and calm your mind. What works for you? Maybe it is meditation or deep breathing exercises. Maybe it is taking a walk in nature, in a park or a forest. Maybe it is listening to calm music. Maybe it is talking to a good friend. Find what helps you feel peaceful and make time for it every day. A calm mind is a learning mind. A stressed mind is a struggling mind. These 4 pillars, sleep, exercise, food, and stress management, are your foundation. They are the solid ground that you build everything else on. Please take care of your body. It is the only home your wonderful brain will ever have. We have learned so much together today. That was a lot of information. So let's take a deep breath. And let's summarize everything simply. Let's make a beautiful, clear mind map of what we learned. We learned that the world's best learners are not born with special brains. They are using special systems. They have better strategies. And now you have these strategies too. First, they do not just read their notes over and over. They use active recall. They are always testing themselves. They know that the little struggle to remember is what builds a strong memory. Second, they are smart with their timing. They use spaced repetition. They review information at increasing intervals. This tells their brain that the information is important and helps it stick for a very long time. Third, they care about deep understanding, not just memorizing. They use the Feynman Technique. They practice explaining complex ideas in simple, easy words because they know that is the true test of knowledge. Fourth, their learning starts the moment they take notes. They use active note-taking methods, like the Cornell system or mind mapping. They turn listening into an act of thinking and organizing. Fifth, they work with their brain's natural talents. They use visual and organizational tools. They turn words into pictures. They chunk big information into small pieces. They build memory palaces to make remembering fun and easy. And finally, they build everything on a strong foundation of health. They know that good sleep, regular exercise, healthy food, and a calm mind are not optional. They are essential for peak mental performance. Here's the biggest, most important message I want you to take home today. A great memory is not a gift that some people have and some people don't. A great memory is a skill. It is something you build. You build it with better methods. You build it with better habits. It is not about having a better brain. It is about having a better strategy for your brain. And you now have 6 of the best strategies in the world. Please do not feel like you have to do all of this tomorrow. That is too much pressure. Start small, be kind to yourself. Learning new habits takes time. Just pick one habit from today, only one. Maybe you will try the blank page method after you finish this podcast. Or maybe you will download a spaced repetition app like Anki for your hardest class. Focus on that one habit for the next 2 weeks. Make it a real part of your life. Once it feels normal and easy, you can add another habit. Small steps. one by one. That is how we build a strong house, brick by brick. You have everything you need. You have an amazing brain, and now you have a user's manual for it. You absolutely can build a memory that is stronger, more reliable, and more powerful than you ever thought was possible. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel powerful. Learning is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself. Every small step you take is a victory. Celebrate your effort. You are capable of amazing things. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep being the wonderful person you are. If you found these ideas helpful, please consider leaving a comment or a review. It helps our podcast family grow, and I love hearing from you. Thank you again for listening. It was a joy to be with you. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself and your amazing brain. See you next time, my friend.